Annalise, we have got a true NHL icon. He's a man who helped the Rangers break the 54-year-old drought. It was honestly a moment that earned him the nickname the Messiah.
Yes, you're talking about Marc Messier.
Yes, I am. We hit on the growth of hockey, especially with an emphasis on the women's game. He takes us down memory lane to relive the magical 1994 run with the Rangers. But before we get into all that, he does tell me about a commercial that he recently starred in with some icy cold co-stars. Let's check it out. First things first, I know you recently starred in a Tide commercial.
Hello.
Hello, Marc Messier.
It's Messier.
Marc Messier.
Messier.
I'm curious, was Stone Cold Steve Austin what you expected him to be?
What a beautiful man. What a great soul. Just awesome. I really enjoyed the experience meeting him. Ice-T. I mean, they're my contemporaries, so we had a lot in common, and the whole experience was amazing.
I love that. I love that. Well, I mean, obviously you've been very busy with work. I know I saw you recently launched a $200,000 donation match for Professional Women's Hockey Players Association. Equitability in women's sports is an issue we see even today, as you know. How did this initiative start for you, and what kind of made you want to get behind it?
Well, I think the diversity in our game in general has been on the forefront for a long time. I think the Marc Messier Leadership Award is not only about providing great leadership on and off the ice, but it's also about growing our game in a diverse way. Obviously, the women's game has come so far in the last 20 years. Skill development to the conditioning, the game itself. Every young boy or girl should have a dream and have a role model to look up to. And if any young boy or girl wants to play professional sports, they should have that opportunity. And we need to provide a better platform, I believe, for the women. Obviously, the colleges are packed with girls playing hockey, but then with no end game. And I think that we can do better. We should be able to do better and create better opportunities for these young girls to achieve their dreams just as well.
That's amazing. I love that. Speaking of growing the game of hockey, ESPN, I'm sure you saw an NHL TV deal to bring it back on the worldwide leader in sports. When you heard that, I mean, what kind of a move does this mean for the NHL getting back on ESPN?
Yeah, I think, the NHL in itself is probably as strong as it's been in a long time from a business perspective. I think the game itself has made some improvements to bring out back the speed and the skill in our game, and I think it's better entertainment value. We still have all the intangibles that make our game so different, that is so compelling, especially in playoff hockey. So that's really, really exciting, and to be able to kind of get a platform like ESPN to really kind of continue to showcase our great game and our talented players is massive. So I think just a whole opportunity for the NHL to continue to expand and tell the great stories of what the players in our game is essential to the growth of the game, and to inspire more boys and girls to continue to play and try to achieve their dreams.
Obviously, after the lockout, the NHL was no longer on ESPN. In hindsight, do you think that absence maybe hurt the game of hockey when you're thinking about the typical American sports fan just watching on SportsCenter?
Well, you could debate one way or another. I think that we've seen a steady trajectory in our game over the last, let's say since the Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1994. I think there's no question that the league has been on a upward trajectory from a business standpoint, and the numbers show that. Obviously, you have to have a willing partner in order to make any deal, and maybe the time wasn't right for ESPN for whatever reason to re-engage. The NHL did the deal that they felt was best for them at the time, but here we are years later, ESPN coming back into the fold, and we're excited about it. I think the league's excited. I think the fans are excited, but NBC, and we've had some good partners along the way, so we can't discredit anybody that's helped us get to the point we're at right now. But I think everybody's pretty excited about the deal.
Winning the cup for the Rangers, I'm sure you talked ad nauseum about it, but what I really want to know is how important has that moment meant to you? I mean, over these past 25 years, has that moment aged at all for you, or do you still, when you think about it, get the same feelings you had back then?
I couldn't even talk about my experiences playing in the NHL for at least 10 years after I retired without welling up with emotion and pride from the players that I played beside. I had a powerful experience in so many different ways. The '94 Stanley Cup in New York is so meaningful for so many different reasons. One being obviously an original six team. 54 years without a Stanley Cup, generations of fans that had never seen the Stanley Cup, let alone thought it was possible to see the Stanley Cup paraded around in Madison Square Garden. The fan base, the engagement between the team and us was remarkable. The imagery is so ingrained to all of our minds in that regard that and they're so passionate about when they're telling you, and it's important that you do take the time to listen to them, because it's something that they've been living with for all these years, and not to discredit it or to walk by it thinking that it doesn't mean that much, because it did mean a lot to everybody.
Hey sports fans, if you want to see more videos like this, check out some of our other ones right here. And if you like what you see, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more from USA Today Sports.